Hello friends, welcome to Inside Second Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about Uttarakhand's Uniform Civil Code Bill. Today, this bill is introduced by Uttarakhand Chief Minister in Assembly. So, in this context, we will try to understand what are the unique features about this particular bill. So, once we are done with the features of this bill, then I will explain to you what is the general Uniform Civil Code means and what are the Supreme Court observations previously, supporting arguments towards the Uniform Civil Code and opposing arguments towards the Uniform Civil Codes, and Shah Bano case, what are the observations of Supreme Court in Shah Bano case, and what are the constitutional debates about the Uniform Civil Code. All those information we are going to discuss. So these are the video components, and these are the video components we are going to cover entirely in this video. First, let me give a context to you. First, why it is in news. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami on Tuesday, that means today, he tabled this Uniform Civil Code Bill in State Assembly. He introduced the bill. So first we have to understand what is the Uniform Civil Code is all about. By the way, you have to understand here, this bill is introduced by calling special session of the Assembly. Okay. Now tell me, students, who will call the summoning of the session? Okay. Who will summon the session of the Assembly? Put your answer. And regarding the Uniform Civil Code, already Uttarakhand government appointed one committee. Based on that committee recommendations, they drafted this Uniform Civil Code, and that committee was headed by Ranjana Prakash Desai. Actually, she was the retired Supreme Court judge, and she was the same one who was acted as the chairman of the Delimitation Commission of the Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, she acted as the chairman of Delimitation Commission related to Jammu and Kashmir. Now, she is the one who led the Uniform Civil Code related committee related to Uttarakhand. So, regarding the Uniform Civil Code, first you have to understand there are two different laws in India. Okay, laws are two types. Those are criminal laws and civil laws. Okay, this is the basic difference. Generally, civil laws are governed by CPC. And criminal laws are previously they used to be administered by IPC and CRPC. Now, new criminal laws, they've been enacted by the parliament. You know that. And the civil laws also, there are two types again. They are, like common civil laws. That means they are common to everyone, like contract as well as checks. That means a negotiable instrument act, like that. They are related to everyone. Whereas some other laws, they are known as personal laws. Here you have to understand what consists of personal laws. What do you mean personal laws? Personal laws are the laws which cover subjects such as marriage and divorce, and adoption and maintenance of spouse after the divorce, maintenance, property succession, then minority, that means kids in minor age, taking care about the minor children, and guardianship regarding the children, okay. So these are the various aspects, they comes under the personal laws. Here you have to remember these aspects are different for different religions. That means in Hindu religion, the laws related to marriage and divorce different, and Islamic religion and Christianity also different laws are there. You know that. So till recent past, there used to be the triple talaq, used to be very prevalent in the Islamic religion, like that. Different religions are having different laws. Of course, there is nothing wrong in that, okay, because different religions, they are having different scriptures. But now, the idea of Uniform Civil Code is all about, in the Uniform Civil Code, once it is implemented, okay, at the entire India level or in any state, once the Uniform Civil Code is implemented, all these parameters, they are going to be same for every religion. Irrespective of your religion, these aspects are going to be same. Okay, that is what about the Uniform Civil Code. Actually, Uniform Civil Code mentioned in our Indian Constitution as, it was mentioned as, like Article 44 in the DPSP. But you know that DPSPs are only advisory in nature. That is the reason generally governments are, they don't bother about implementing that. But now Uttarakhand government, they came up with the implementation. Then what is your view? Do you support the UCC? I mean, what is your opinion? Is it required for India or not? Now, Uttarakhand government, they introduced the UCC bill. Now, let's see the specific features of this UCC bill related to Uttarakhand. Okay, what is this Uttarakhand bill is talking about? First one is, it is not going to apply to the tribal community. Why? Because tribal community, they have their own laws, they have their own unique culture. We can't intervene in their life. That is the reason this bill is not applicable to tribal communities in Uttarakhand. Point number one. Second, this bill is saying about, okay, regarding the live-in relations. You know that, students, live-in relations are the ones, relationship between either the opposite genders or the same genders without the legal marriage. That is known as live-in relations. Regarding the live-in relations, this bill is saying that if any pair is in live-in relations, according to the section 381 of this bill, they have to inform their live-in relations to the registrar related to marriages. In case if they fail to inform and the relationship is going beyond the 1 month, then obviously they will be punished. If they fail to inform to the registrar, the punishment is about imprisonment up to 3 months or a fine of 10,000 or maybe both. It can be both as well. So why we have to inform? Here the specific details you have to know. When you inform, then authority will check. Authorities will come and check whether this boy is having any already live-in, already marriage spouse is there or not. Whether he is already having live-in relation with other person or not. Okay, or girl side, these will be checked. Okay, and the precautions can be taken by authorities. If not, what happened? You know that in Delhi, a couple in a living relationship, that boy killed his girlfriend, and he kept that dead body in fridge, and regularly he started disposing those body parts in the nearby forest area. I forgot that forest in Delhi, but he was later he confessed that he was inspired by one movie or web series. I was not sure, but that is a very pathetic condition. Okay, to prevent these kind of incidents, so the bill is saying that we will check actually the conditions of the living relations, whether the partners are genuinely in relation or not, or whether they have any thoughts of deceiving the other partner or not. That is their explanation. What is your take on this? Whether it should be give the information to the registrar or not required? Give your opinion. The third one, this bill prohibits the bigamy. That means when you are having a living life partner, without giving the divorce, you cannot have relation. You cannot marry another person. You cannot marry another person. If you marry, that is known as bigamy. Okay, bigamy is banned. Then you may get doubts. What about Islamic religion? They are permitted to have 4 wives. No, according to this bill, because this bill, this Uniform Civil Code is all about what? It is going to have a same laws for Hindu, Muslim, Christian, whichever the religion you are. That means, so even this bigamy is banned even in the Islamic religion, also in Uttarakhand. Next, marriageable age of men and women, it did not much changed. Marriageable age of men is 21, it remains same, and women is 18. Next, halala banned. What is this Nikah Halala? I will explain. Nikah Halala. Okay, Nikah Halala is one of the procedure in Islamic religion. Nikah Halala. Okay, it's a very unique one. Nikah Halala is about, for example, women. Okay, men. Okay, they got married. After some time, they got divorced. Okay, they got divorced, unfortunately. Okay, after getting divorced, again she wanted to marry him or he wanted to marry her. It cannot, according to Nikah Halala, again they cannot marry unless until first this woman, she has to marry someone. Okay, another, okay, M2. She has to marry and she has to give divorce to him, and then only she can marry, she can remarry to this person. This is what is known as Nikah Halala. I hope you understood. That means to get married to that already, the previously divorced spouse, to marry them, to remarry them again, it cannot be done directly. To do that, first they have to marry someone else and they have to divorce that person, and again they are eligible to remarry this person. This is somewhat illogical according to the law. In this process, some innocent persons, their life also will be affected. To prevent that, according to the recent this Uttarakhand Uniform Civil Code, this Nikah Halala is banned. Then what about the central level? Central government also, it given opinion to Supreme Court that they would like to go for a uniform civil code as well, because Constitution is suggesting under Article 44. Next, this bill is emphasizing that the uniform civil codes will promote gender equality and equal rights to daughters in terms of property rights, and the marriageable age, it will be remain 18, of course just now we discussed, and live-in relationships, they have to be registered. We already discussed about this. Then what is the uniform civil code? I explained in the beginning of the video, uniform civil code is about having common personal laws irrespective of the religion. That is about the uniform civil codes. Why we require uniform civil code? Now Indian personal laws, they are very complex. Different religions, they are having the different laws. There are a lot of complexities involved in the interpretation of the laws as well. We will discuss in detail. And within Hindu also, within Islamic religion also, we have different communities. In the Hindus, there may be different traditions according to the different caste. So these diversities are adding complexities as well. Okay, in India, only one state which is following the uniform civil code, that is the Goa. Why? Because in Goa, this uniform civil code was implemented not by Indian government, it was implemented by Portuguese government, because Goa was under the control of Portuguese till 1961. In 1961, Goa got liberated, and from 1961 to 1987, Goa was remain as UT. In 1987, it became state. In the Constitution, Article 44 is saying that it is better to implement the uniform civil code, but it is an advisory anyhow, because Article 37 is saying that whatever present in the DPSP, they cannot be questioned in the courts. They can't be enforceable in the by the courts unless until they are supported by suitable legislations. Then in the Constituent Assembly debates on 23rd November 1948, some Muslim members in the Constituent Assembly, they said they are okay to have the uniform civil code, but the people should be given like voluntary option. Okay, whether a person can go for the choose uniform civil code or not, that option has to be given to the individual. That is their suggestion. Next, Poker Sahib Bahadur, he questioned that, okay, if you go for uniform civil code across India, which religion you will take as a standard? For example, if you want to take Hindu marriage as a standard one and you want to make that standard applicable to every other religion, if that is the case, in the Hindu religion also different people perform the marriages in different way. There are like Mitakshara school, Dayabhaga school. That means within the religion itself there is no standardized one. Then how can you impose a single standard one across the country? That is the complexity. Even B.R. Ambedkar also mentioned that regarding the uniform civil code, the best possible solution is it can be implemented through consent on the voluntary basis. Actually, the discussion regarding the uniform civil code, the doors opened through the Shah Bano case. In the Shah Bano case, the Supreme Court awarded maintenance to the Shah Bano. That means when she got divorced from her husband, Supreme Court ordered the husband to pay maintenance to the Shah Bano. But unfortunately, due to the pressure of these Muslim religious leaders, Rajiv Gandhi government, they enacted a law which nullified the Supreme Court judgment. That is very disappointment one. Next, incremental changes over the year. Over the year, even though we don't have uniform civil codes, even though we have laws according to religion, these religion specific laws also getting modified. As the society is getting developed, these religion specific laws also they are getting reformed. Okay, Hindu Succession Act reformed, and now equal property rights is provided to daughters. Even the Christian divorce rights also getting reformed. So some people are suggesting that rather than going for the uniform civil code, it is better to reform the respective religious laws and try to bring gender neutrality in those religious laws rather than having the common codes. Next, the stand of 21st Law Commission. Even the 21st Law Commission also suggested that there is no need to go for the uniform civil code at this moment by considering the diversity in India. Okay, tell me guys, this is the Law Commission of India. What is the nature of this body? So it is a constitutional body or statutory body or executive body? Put your answer. Next, argument in favor of UCC. People who are arguing in favor of UCC. It adds uniformity throughout India, and women rights are secular in nature. It cannot be differ with the religion. Ending unjust customs such as triple talaq, those things can be ended. Administration will be easy because of the uniformity across the religion. It may promote the national unity and promote the gender justice and so on and so forth. These are the benefits of the Uniform Civil Code. Next, global scenario. If you take the countries like Turkey, Egypt, they have the Uniform Civil Code. That means whatever the laws applicable to Islamic religion, those laws will be applicable to religious minorities in those countries. That means Hindus are the religious minority in those countries. For them, Muslim rules only apply. So that means majority of the countries, they are not following the Uniform Civil Code, and India also not required according to some people opinion. And arguments against UCC. It may hamper the diversity of the country and it may affect the multiculturalism, violation of fundamental rights of women and violation of religions' rights. These are some of the apprehension against the Uniform Civil Code. And what is the conclusion? The conclusion is demand like Uniform Civil Code, it must come from the people. And at the same time, without the Uniform Civil Code, we can target the reformation of different religions individually. So we can target the reforming the religion rather than directly going for the Uniform Civil Code. That is also one of the recommendations. Now let's see yesterday's video question. In case of death of sitting governor, who among the following will discharge the functions of the governor of the state? That will be decided by the High Court Chief Justice. There is no specific person. So that is the reason answer is D, none of the above. Now let's see today's MCQ question. Which of the following statements about a Uniform Civil Code is correct? It is binding on the state, binding for statement. The provision regarding the Uniform Civil Code is contained in part 3, and check which statement is the correct one. Pick the right one. Mains question. Analyze the applicability. So analyze the applicability of UCC. What are the ways of adapting? So how can you adapt UCC without offending any religion and without creating fear in other religions? That is today's mains question. As we reach to the end of this video, in this particular video we discussed about Uniform Civil Code, what is personal laws and why the Uniform Civil Code is important, and what are the salient features of Uniform Civil Code bill related to Uttarakhand. Then arguments in favor of Uniform Civil Code, arguments against Uniform Civil Code, and Shah Bano case. So this is the detailed analysis regarding the Uniform Civil Code of Uttarakhand. Thanks for watching our video. Have a great time. Jai Hind.